Jennings! There you are. Come here, I've told you before. There's no point in chasing a combine harvester. They don't know you're doing it, and it doesn't get you anywhere. I know you don't like them, I don't like them either. Although, I'm quite glad to see the back of the oilseed rape. All that migraine yellow. And it used to give me terrible hay fever. Right. The village green, with mercifully a bench. I'm going to have to sit down. And you behave, please. I don't think the ducks do want to play with you. Sit here. Good boy. It's quite interesting nosing around the village for a change. I was surprised at all those people in the garden at the Bull. I've got used to everywhere being more or less deserted. I thought Eddie Grundy was looking his age. I wonder he didn't have enough sense to stay away from the pub. But who am I to talk about being sensible? We used to have some good sessions in there, me and Eddie, in the old days. He was a terrible chancer, of course, but fun. And sometimes his father Joe would come in and say to me, "Nigel, Pargetter, are you still grinding the peasants' faces into the mud?" as a sort of hello. Partly a joking, I think. Oh, there's David Archer in his jeep. I wonder where he's going. Looking very important. He's quite a big noise in the farming world these days. The Borsetshire farming world, that is. Not the world. I suppose David has made a success of it all, even though it hurts to admit it. Whatever happened to that cowman who tried to get off with Ruth? Gone, vanished, obliterated as usual. Like those Egyptian statues with the names and faces chiselled off. Did they really think the rest of Borsetshire didn't know all about it? Not before, but afterwards we all knew. Lizzie said, "Oh, she's got a lover, good for Ruth," which I found rather alarming. But then she said she didn't mean it, although she could understand why Ruth might want to change after 20 years of being married to David. They were very odd for months afterwards, so I suppose it must have been serious. But there he is now, running the farm, marriage presumably boring but solid, children doing all right, or at least they haven't been sent off to the Young Offenders Institution yet. Josh wriggled out of it somehow. My poor Freddie, it was terrible for him in there. And Lizzie and Lily trying to help him, but it's so difficult, and me not being able to do anything at all. I think he's starting to get better now. Yes, David Archer's a great one for bobbing back up every time. Did you know I wasn't the first person he'd accidentally killed? I was the second, after Clary Grundy's father Jethro. True. Can you see that row of trees and hedges over there in Brookville Farm? He and Jethro Larkin were cutting overground tree branches, and wallop, a massive branch falls on poor old Jethro and kills him. I think they had to pay Clary off. It must have been an accident, but it's all rather careless. And they lock my Freddie up. Shula, popping into the shop. I know she wears that mask so as not to have to spend an hour talking to Susan Carter before she can buy a half a pound of butter. Oh, now she's been caught by Tony Archer, who's probably asking her why she doesn't get her food from Bridge Farm delivery boxes, which I gather all very well if you like a lot of kale. I wonder if he's trying to sneak into the Bull. He'll never get away with it if he thinks Pat won't find out. You can't get away with much round here. Surely he's learned that in 70 years. Funny bloke. Rather touchy. He didn't actually ask me how I was getting on with grinding the peasants' faces into the mud, but it hovered, unspoken. There are some places where they say you can see all human life pass in front of you if you sit there long enough. But I don't feel Ambridge Village Green is one of them. Oh, the vicar. Good morning. Not that he can hear me, but it seems rude otherwise. Do you remember Marjorie Androbus, the dog woman as she was known? Lovely Afghan hounds, if you like that kind of thing. She once had a dreadful row with one of the vicars here because he wouldn't agree with her that dogs definitely go straight to heaven when they die. Silly man. Then we had that rather nice woman vicar who said of course they do, but not to tell the bishop. I hope Shula will be that kind of vicar. Oh, Jennings. What a nice little lick. Thank you. No, that's enough now. That's plenty. Sit. I wonder if David will bag a third one. Jethro, me, and who else? I suppose people do know where that cowman went, do they? Has anyone ever heard from him since he vanished? Shula's out of the shop. That must be a record. It's Vicar's turn to go in. Oh, look at him and Shula. They're having a distance chat through their masks. Not very distant, though. Are they laughing? They seem very jolly. You don't think they could possibly... No. No. What happened to Tony? He must have sneaked into the bull, brave man. You want to go? Ducks are annoying you, aren't they? They can be rather loud. We'll go back home. No, I'm not going up Lakey Hill today. We did that yesterday and my knees are still aching. Maybe tomorrow. Let me get up. We'll let the policeman go by, shall we? I haven't forgiven him for nicking Freddie, even if everyone else has. And he's all very fine and large if it's under his nose. But you notice he still hasn't spotted the biggest modern-day slavery racketeer and people smuggler in the country. What's his name? The Welsh bloke. Philip something. I expect he'll cotton onto it eventually. Probably when someone else points it out to him. Mills of God grind slowly, but they grind exceeding small. Don't they, Jennings? Oh, David back again. Very slowly in some cases. We'll let him go past as well. What would you like to do after lunch? How about a little stroll in the vineyard? I'd like to see how the grapes are coming along. Yes? Lovely. Well, do that then. There we are. Good boy.